Hey everyone, I'm Jen, and I own a veterinary technician relief business.
And I'm Michelle. I own a veterinary technician mobile house call business.
And you are listening to Endless Journeys, the Vet Tech Odyssey podcast. In this podcast, we will be discussing and meeting with credentialed technicians who have created their own path with business ownership within the veterinary space.
Our goal is to help inspire burnt-out vet techs before they leave the industry altogether through our stories and the stories of other vet tech business owners.
Before we get into this week's question of the week, we actually want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Action Vet Tech Services.
ABTS is an RVT-owned staffing, training, and consulting agency founded by Jacqueline Phillips, RVT, based out of North Carolina with a nationwide reach supporting credentialed veterinary technicians.
They offer flexible relief staffing, RACE-approved continuing education, and consulting to help clinics and technicians grow.
So if you're a tech looking for new opportunities or a clinic needing experienced support, definitely check out Action Vet Tech Services.
And now let's get into this week's question of the week. All right, you guys, we are here with question of the week. Take it away, Michelle.
This week, we have a question pulled from the Unattached Vet Tech group. The poster had asked that I am a relief technician and I have to go out of the area to find shifts. So I'm assuming out of her living area, not the area she lives in. What is the most affordable option for housing while doing these shifts?
All right.
So it sounds like she's doing some traveling. Okay.
Yeah. So the most affordable option for housing. So I don't know if with this question, if she's talking about having to pay for it herself, which I guess in some circumstances you can do it that way and then you can write it off for taxes. But what I like to do is I like to negotiate out with the clinics that I'm working for and use that as part of my travel expense. So either I'm going to be charging them for travel, which is driving to and from, and then you can add in your price fee in addition to what you're having to pay for your housing. And you can be super transparent about it and be like, I need this much money up front to pay for my hotel, Airbnb. Also, with most of my travel places, so one of my travel places, the very first time I worked for them, they paid for me to have my hotel. And they had a limit on how much they were willing to pay. So basically, we negotiated out a price of, they were like, well, we'll pay, I think it was like $120 a night for a hotel, and they had a hotel picked out for me and I stayed in it that first time. But then after that, I didn't like that hotel. So I had decided that I was going to stay somewhere else. So I either decided I was going to stay at an Airbnb or a different hotel that had a bigger refrigerator just because I eat a lot of food. And so I needed a lot of, because that's another thing. I don't eat out when I travel, which is probably different for a lot of people. They probably eat out for most of their meals, but I pack all my meals.
Smart.
And then I eat it that way because, again, that's just saving you more money, because I honestly feel like if I'm going to travel and then I'm also going to eat out, which, yes, some of that can be a write-off, but not all of it, very, very little of it, at least in my circumstance. I just also feel like it's just a waste of money. Like, why?
Yeah,
I'll just make my own food. And not, eating out, door dashing, so expensive.
It adds up.
It doesn't even make it worth it at that point. If you're just eating out with every meal, if you're staying and you're working like 3 days in a row, that's just how my brain works. I think it's a waste of money. So with that place, I basically was like, okay, I'll find a place that's $120 a night. One of the clinics, they already have an apartment And so they actually have an apartment that they rent out, and they have they have so many relief veterinarians that are constantly working at their clinic. So it's basically always full. So with relief vets and relief technicians. So that's what they do. So if the apartment is available, I stay in their apartment. And then there's another clinic that I work at, and they have like a basement, and they have their own private room down in the basement. And that's where I've stayed at too, at no cost. And then I even know at one of the local clinics that I work at, I obviously don't need to stay there, but they also have a separate bedroom for all of their relief veterinarians and relief technicians and assistants too. So those are definitely things that you can talk to those travel clinics about, like if they have a spare room that you can use at no extra charge so that you're not having to pay out of pocket. But again, what I recommend so that you are not having to pay it out of pocket is just do some sort of negotiation and say, hey, I either need you to pay for 100% of my housing option, or 50%, or 75%, or just add it, or just tack it on as a part of your fee. And you don't even need to really tell them that that's why your fee is what it is. I mean, you can, but I know that I've seen people do that as well, where they just tack it on to their travel fee. So,
Okay.
and I mean, like I said, you could stay at an Airbnb if you want to. I've done that before. There was one of the places where I was supposed to stay in their downstairs basement at no cost, but I had just found out that I was pregnant, and they have no bathroom in their downstairs basement. The bathroom is upstairs, and I would have to unset an alarm every time I had to use the bathroom upstairs. And being pregnant in the middle of the night when you have to pee all the time, or if you're nauseous and you just have to like randomly throw up, I was like, that's not going to work for me. Like, I have to have a bathroom immediately right next to where my bedroom is. And I just wanted more privacy, especially with being pregnant and everything like that. So I ended up just renting my own Airbnb, and it was so last minute that, because I had just found out I was pregnant, and then a week later I had to go do this travel job. So I just decided
that.
Yes.
I remember that. Yes.
So I just decided to rent an Airbnb, and I just wrote it off on taxes. And I didn't even negotiate anything out with them at that point in time because it was so last minute, and I just kind of didn't care. And I remember even then when I did that, the manager asked me, she was like, so are you going to charge us more since you're staying at the Airbnb? So she even asked me, like, are we covering part of your Airbnb stay? And at that point I told her no. And I mean, and again, that's at your discretion, right? I had told her, I said, you guys have a room available for me at no charge that I was free to use. And I decided on my own that I didn't want to stay there. So I'm not going to put that on you guys. And I decided that last minute. So no, I did not make them pay for it. But if you plan in advance, most clinics will negotiate some sort of pay. Again, not all of them may not be able to pay 100% of that housing option, but at least 50%. And it should be a negotiation at that point in time. So they should either be able to provide housing for you at no extra charge, or they are paying for your housing option partially or 100%.
Something. Yeah. I feel that could be standard. I mean, when you go travel for any other job, they usually pay for lodging. So It would make sense that this is part of the deal when we're owning a business, because I can't think of any other company that wouldn't pay for lodging. Just seems part of the deal. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask for that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I even have it on my invoice, on like the bottom of my invoice. It says that I will be paid through a check or cash. And it also says that housing will be provided by the clinic on my invoice. So it's very, very clear that they'll be either providing it 100%, or they'll be helping me pay for my housing option, whether that's an Airbnb or a hotel. But I like Airbnbs as opposed to hotels because they're way more cozy and they have like their own kitchen. And even like I know in our area, there's Town Place Suites that are hotels with their own like small little kitchenette.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what I prefer because I know that the first time that I ever did a travel job and I just stayed like in like a hotel motel setting, it was pretty depressing. And
it's a motel. Those are scary.
I did not like it. And, it just wasn't, that's why it's like, at least like if you travel and you get like a little Airbnb, it feels like a small mini vacation, like a small home away from home. And Airbnbs, for the most part, those little cozy ones when it's just you and you just need like one bedroom, like nothing big, they're fairly affordable for nights. So that's what I like to do so that I can at least have like a home away from home, a little cozy setting that's private. I have, my own kitchen, things like that. So that's also what I recommend. But everybody's different. I mean, some people don't mind staying in hotels. But again, I need a place with a kitchen because I meal prep. And that way I can even cook at the Airbnb so that I'm not paying money to go out and spend money. I gotta collect it all.
I know, and you will. You're eating into your profits quite literally if you eat out DoorDash. I mean, I think I've DoorDashed twice in the past year, and those have been under extreme circumstances of illness or just pure laziness. But it's been twice in a year. It's
expensive.
It is. It's very expensive.
It's like double.
Yeah, I won't do it unless I have to. I will say this: I have a couple travel hacks for myself. I am the same way as you. I'm pretty frugal when I travel. The first time I went out to Las Vegas, I didn't realize how expensive food was out there. My husband's work would always pay for it. And then I went out there for something, I can't remember what it was, and I paid $9 for a coffee in the morning. I thought to myself, oh no, I don't have that type of money. And I will say that I have heard that the Vegas Strip and the resorts will hike up prices during conferences because they know that big corporations will pay for a lot of the food around there and they know they can pocket it. So their prices actually flex. And when I heard that, I thought to myself, I'm not paying into that. So when I went out to the conference last year with WVC, I brought, and you can ask my friend, she's my travel buddy when it comes to conferences, I brought a loaf of bread with me on the plane because I refuse to buy anything at the one CVS on the strip because I know it's going to be $20. And I brought peanut butter, I brought jelly, I brought oranges, I brought all this stuff with me because I thought to myself, I don't want to eat out for breakfast and lunch. I even have a mini toaster I got from Walmart for $5. And I can toast in the morning and at least get something on my belly. Mm-hmm. And then I bring my coffee. I bring my coffee everywhere. I always have to have a refrigerator in my hotel because I have to have my coffee. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to pay $9 a cup. Sorry. I wish I could.
And I'm really picky. Like I drink a specific type of coffee and it's like old school brewed. Like I don't do Keurigs or anything like that. I have like the cheapest, most old school coffee pot in the whole world. It's so old school that it doesn't even like turn off on its own. Like it's not even like a time. It's not even time that like, you have to like physically turn it off or it'll be on all day kind of thing.
You got a dad coffee pot.
So I hate Keurigs. I hate like, bleh. I'm two things. I am a coffee snob and I'm a wine snob. So coffee snob. And so that's the same thing. Like, and that's why I like to make sure that wherever I'm staying, like I can at least have some sort of home away from home. Because I mean, if you're not comfortable when you're traveling and if you're not making sure that you're staying comfortable when you're traveling, then you're not going to want to do it. It's just not going to be fun and it's going to suck. And I even remember the second time when they were like, well, we're going to have you stay in the hotel it was like and I literally told them, I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'd rather stay somewhere else and I'd rather just pick out where I'm going to stay. And they said, well, that's fine, but we can only contribute this much money for your nightly stay. And I went, okay, that's fine. Because at the end of the day, I'm deciding what's right for me. And it's like, yeah, I can stay in the hotel that they're going to pay 100% for, but I'm not comfortable in there. So, but hey, but if they're going to at least pay a portion of it and then I still get to stay where I want to stay, then that's fine. So at the end of the day, it's totally up to you, but you should be able to negotiate something with the clinic that you're working with. And they should be willing to help you in some way, shape, or form as far as paying for that. You shouldn't expect to pay that 100% on your own.
Solid advice. And if they're going to pick out the sleeping arrangements, for God, do not let it be a really unsafe place.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Don't,
Make sure.
Don't tolerate that. Mm-mm.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not worth it at that point.
No.
To be in unsafe circumstances.
Yeah. Don't do that. Yeah. I did that once when I was in Louisville. My hotel that I was in, they booked up for the night. I had to extend my stay. So I was down there for a court and the jury kept on taking more days than what needed to take. So I had to keep on extending the hotel. Well, one night didn't have the hotel. So the only place I could find was a motel. And I walked in and it just reeked of cigarettes, former smoker. So no hate, and there was stuff peeling from the walls. And I feel there could have been some murders, prostitution. I walked in, I was on the phone with Ada and I was crying. I'm going to sleep in my car. I can't do this. There's no other options for me. And so I turned around, went back and told her, I'm so sorry. I can't do this. I couldn't. Once Ada told me how to check for bed bugs, I'm like, what? What are that? And I had to lift up the corner. That's when I decided I was out. And I wound up getting a hotel about an hour and a half away and drove an hour and a half because I was too scared. So don't let a clinic put you, even though I feel like most clinics wouldn't do that. I feel that's really bad business etiquette to put somebody up in a 2-star motel. Right. If they do, I wouldn't.
They're probably not worth working for at that point in time. But again, you are going out of your way to travel and to work for them. They should accommodate you in some way, shape, or form when it comes to housing options. And they should be able to work with you with those housing options. Don't feel like you have to pay for that 100% out of pocket. And like I said, at the end of the day, you can write it off, but they should be willing to help you out in some way, shape, or form.
Yes. Solid advice.
And don't feel afraid to ask, because if you are, then travel jobs probably aren't for you.
Yes. And ask for good ones too.
Yeah.
Nice ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You want, like I said, you want to be comfortable, because if you're not, then you're not going to want to keep doing it. You're already uncomfortable because you're not at home. So why make it worse for yourself?
I'm more comfortable away from home. I'll give me a plushy hotel, and I will just stay there and just sleep for days.
I mean, I've done it enough. I love my home. I love coming home after work and just my routine and my bed and my pillow.
We'll see.
All right, you guys, that was the question of the week. If you guys have any other input, or if there's somebody out there who does relief work and they do things differently, we'd love to hear from you guys, and we can talk about that too on a different episode.
All right.
Perfect. Bye, you guys.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Endless Journeys, the Vet Tech Odyssey podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and found some valuable insights. If you did, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave us a review and let us know what you think. You can also connect with us on all social media platforms at Endless Journeys, the Vet Tech Odyssey podcast. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep making a positive impact in the veterinary world. We need you guys. Have a great day.